Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the card of today for the 23rd of August 2016. This card, quite a strange card, especially sort of in my life at the moment, the last couple of days. So it's quite poignant. Um, we have the Eight of Cups. Now, when this card comes up, it does have a tinge of sadness with it, you know. It signifies there's sort of been a wake-up call. The mist that you have been seeing has cleared, and now you're left with a clear picture of how things really are, you know. So it's sort of like if you were a little bit in the dark, now this wake-up call, the universe has spoken to you and you see things how they are. And although they're not devastating at the moment, you know, it's like this when this card comes in, it's like you're finally admitting to yourself that you're not fulfilled. You know that there's something more, and your heart and your gut are telling you that you need to go on this quest to find it, you know. It's like you don't even really know where to look or what it is you're looking for, but you know that your present situation can't stay the same because it's sort of changing who you are, you know, and the situation you are in, and what has maybe been your structure for a long time has lost its relevance within your life. You know, things are different now, and the more you stay around this, it's it's like every day you're losing a little bit more of your soul and a little bit more of your being, you know. And there's this real like sort of inner calling where you need to reestablish harmony and happiness and fulfillment in your life, and it's not where you're not going to get it where you are. The reason I'm saying this is quite poignant is yesterday I spent some time with my father, and we have quite a strange relationship. That's all I can say about that. And I had to sort something out for him, and he is having to leave his business, and this is what he's built up over 25 years. And for the last year, his health hasn't been very good, and it's been causing him nothing but problems. So it's actually the balls are in motion, and he could be out by the end of this month. And when I spent time with him today, it was really, really nice. And what saddened me was that this is my dad, my father, and he looked like a little boy. He was very, very frightened because what has been his structure for 25 years is now going to be no more, and he doesn't know what comes next. And there's a panic, there's a worry with him, you know, but he knows that he has to do it now. As much he's tried to put up with it for a long time, and now he knows it's time he has to do this. But you know, he still has this sadness and this fear of the unknown. I myself, I'm getting rid of this house. This house was my mum's, my late mother's, but it's no longer serving me. So there's a lot of I've been sorting out. There's been, you know, the house is full of bags, and I've got rid of stuff that I've hung on to for years. And I finally said it's time for it to go. So this is why I'm saying this is quite poignant, this card. I'm not trying to make this about me, but I'm just saying that there's two different situations that have come out that signify what this card is saying, you know. And it's often painful to walk away and leave something behind, but this card is saying, you know, you owe it to yourself to turn your back on the past, because your fulfillment will be in the future, you know, and this is what you're going on the quest to actually look for, you know. It's like this inner calling, your dream is calling you, and now you've got to answer it. There isn't anything else that you can do. I mean, if we look in the cards, this figure, you know, they're walking away. Now, they have this red cloak on them, and the red cloak it signifies all of these thoughts that they've been having, you know, that have now come to the surface, where it's like, you know, I'm not happy, and this is not how I want to live my life, you know. And what they're doing, if we have a look, they're walking sort of into the darkness. They're walking into the unknown here. There's been a few mountains behind, a few rocky times, but it's like, you know, they know that there's something missing here. And if we have a look, there's this gap where this cup is. Now, if you remember, when we get to the 9 of Cups, that is where you have the contentment and you're happy. And then we have the 10 of Cups, which we had yesterday. So this person has finally decided, this is what I need. I'm heading for the 9 and 10 of Cups. And what I find interesting with this card, I actually laughed when it came out, is look at the moon again in there. This moon that we have at the moment, I said the day that it was there, this is the sort of breakup, shake-up moon. And we can't not look at the importance of it, I think. And I really feel it's bringing a lot of things to light. The good thing with this card as well is that the figure in it is actually leaving by choice. It's their choice. They're not being forced to do this. They're actually going because they know that it's time now. Now that's funny, because I have been woken up by spirit for the last 3 nights with them saying to me, like, it's time now, and that's what they're saying, which is really I'm not sure exactly what it is that they mean, but this is what they're saying, and I've just come out with it myself there. So and it's like the moon is illuminating the way for them. So it's like this moon is saying, yes, I said in the cards last week, the moon and the universe are there behind you, supporting you, saying, yeah, this is where you need to go, and you need to have this fulfillment because it's there for you. So like I say, the moon is really, it's a bugger of a moon, to be honest, this one, but it's like, I do feel that you will thank it for it in the long run. Because what this card is also saying is that things have changed within you in the last few months as well. Maybe even these last few weeks, or even maybe these last few days. And there's been a lot of soul searching going on. And it's now time to turn your back on something or someone. And, it's not giving you what you need. You're not getting out what you're putting in. And it's, this is sort of, it's not the way that it should be. And now that it's time to make a stand. It's like I say, we've got this inner voice that is, like calling and saying, you need to go off in search of your dreams. This card as well is quite a spiritual card as well, and it always indicates the start or the progression on a spiritual journey. You're being guided somewhere and you're being drawn, and no matter how much you've tried to ignore this in the past, and bury your head in the sand or try and block it out, now you can't, and you must make this move no matter how hard it seems. It's like you owe it to yourself. This is about like what is real for you. It doesn't matter what anybody else says about it. It doesn't. I mean, my dad was giving me all of this advice today on what I should do, and I said, that is your reality and what you would do. I'm going to do what I feel is right, and I know I'm trusting in spirit to guide me where I will end up. And this is when we need to surrender. Every single one of you who is watching these videos has already started on your spiritual journey. We may all be at different stages, but you wouldn't be watching this if you weren't. And our spiritual journey is for us to return to love, to return to this innocence that we were born with, and we just forget it. We've had amnesia when we've been in this 3D life, and now it's like it's talking to us, and we cannot ignore it, So it's this, like I say, this is why I say it's a bit bittersweet, this card, because it does mean leaving something, and it does mean leaving a structure. But if we have a look at this card, it's like he stacked all of the cups there, so everything is in order now for him to actually go on his quest. I'm sorry. And I always sort of see this card a bit like Dick Whittington, and Dick Whittington went off in search of he heard that the streets of London were paved with gold. They weren't, You know, and that's what he thought he was going to get, the gold. But what ended up, he ended up mayor and he ended up happy and everything. So they were his riches. So that voice was calling him, but it, you know, it sort of, he got his fulfillment in the end with it. So with this, you know, what I want to say to you is, I promise you will get through this. You know, I'm known, I never make a promise that I can't keep. You know, so like I say, if I make a promise, it's always real. So I promise with this that you'll get through this, and with a better understanding of yourself and of others and of life, you know, and of your spirituality. It's you know, spirituality is a beautiful, beautiful thing, but we often have to go through it's often a rocky road, but each road is paved with lessons as well. And you know, with this card, this is telling you a lot about your own wants and your own needs, and like I say, living the life that you were born to live, and the life that, you know, spirit and the universe want you to live as well. So please take a slight comfort with that. You know, even though there is this sadness, that will pass, because what is coming for you is so much better. And once you get there, it will be, why didn't I do this sooner? There's a quote that always comes in when I see this card, and it's that religion is for those that believe in going to hell, but spirituality is for those that have been there. And it always sums this card up. You know, it's spirituality doesn't just happen. It calls on us when the time's right, and it can take years before we start to understand it. But you get that little call, and it's funny, I was just talking to somebody before about this, and it was like, you know, about 14, 15 years ago, I was in a very similar position to what I am now. And I was very, very scared because I hadn't progressed that much on my journey. But I went with it, and it didn't come without its bumps, but it led me to where I am now, and I'm forever blessed with that. I've never regretted the decision that I made. So with this card, what I want to say is, please trust in yourself and trust in the universe as well. Just trust and surrender, and wherever you are being guided, know that you need to go there, because there is more to unfold as well, you know, and know that you have the strength to get through this as well. You know, you've been through the testing times. You've managed to navigate your way on these rocks, and you know, you're still on sure footing. If we look at the card yesterday, that new vision, you know, he was grounded, he was ready, he was in warrior pose, he was ready to go after what he wanted, you know. So with this, what I want to say is, yes, you're walking into the darkness and you're walking into the unknown, and it looks quite black. But once you get through that, you will find this sense of inner peace that you have been longing for and you have been searching for so long, you know. So this is why I say that it's a beautiful card, because I do trust. I've been in the Eight of Cups, I'm in the Eight of Cups again, and I'm trusting and I'm surrendering, and I know what is coming is so much better than what is here now. So please, you know, please try and believe that. And you know, it's time for you to live your life authentically. It's time for you to step up, and it's time for you to walk your talk as well. You know, you have advanced and evolved that much spiritually that you cannot stay where you are, because your soul is, like I said, you know, your soul is losing a piece of itself every day. And you know, none of us want to end up soulless, and that's what happens, you know, when people just give up. And it's very, very sad to see that happen. So allow the fear, you know, or just acknowledge the fear. I don't think allow it. Acknowledge the fear, you know. Surrender, listen to what you are being told, and follow on the path that you are guided. I think that's the message for today. But I promise you will be okay. You know, that moon is behind you, and the moon is lighting your way. And sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's got to shake things up, in order for you to actually make this choice And like I say, this is your own choice as well. You know, this hasn't been forced. This is of your own free will, and everybody has free will. Okay, so I hope you like that card. I'll be back tomorrow with the card of today. If anybody would like a reading with me, please get in touch, either via Facebook or via my website. You can book a reading on there. I do phone, I do Skype, I do email. Please, you know, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. And if you like these videos, then please share them as well, because it's all about spreading the love. So I'll be back tomorrow with the card of today. Sat Nam.